Yoga has been the strong pillar in my life, and it has changed me completely. Before I met BKS Iyengar, my guru and the yoga legend, I was very chaotic. In fact, I was not emotionally, I was not in a very strong place. And after I started Iyengar Yoga, I started to understand that there is a way that I could live my life in a better manner. So the first lesson that I actually learned from the life practice of yoga is that every single one of us lives in a physical environment that's very challenging, impermanent, and uncertain. But if you actually look at the way the human being lives their life, we live our lives hoping that nothing is ever going to change. When we're hit with challenges, we get very stressed, we get very anxious, and we spend our entire lives looking at other people and situations to give us the peace and happiness that we are looking for. So the first level of awareness in the yogic practice is to understand the impermanence of life around us. This doesn't mean, yoga is not trying to tell us that we shouldn't live our lives and be happy. But really what yoga is telling us is that things keep changing. So if I'm peaceful one day, there will be difficulty in my life. If I'm unhealthy one day, I will be healthy again. So nature shows this to us in many, many different ways. There's sunrise, sunset, high tide, low tide. There's birth and there's death. And in the same token, really what yoga tries to explain to us, that when we are experiencing one state, it's just a question of time before the other state arises. But as long as the human being we keep resisting life, when things don't go our way, we get very stressed, we get very anxious and very frustrated, and we get stuck with a very chaotic mind and emotions that are all over the place, and we keep living our lives hoping that tomorrow is going to be a better day and a better day. Really what yoga is trying to tell us is that every single day of our life is important, and that we do have the capability to live our lives with fullness, but we need to learn how. We have the capability to live our lives with a lot more intelligence and wisdom, but we just know how to unlock the door that gives us the opportunity to live with a lot more awareness. So yes, yoga has made me a much more clear, strong and resilient human being. And at one point in my life, if things were difficult, I would fall apart. And now when life is difficult, I have a very good attitude, almost like bring it on, because I know I have the capability to resolve my problems if I just allow myself to do it in a more balanced manner.
Your book is called Just Breath. Is that one of the key to unlock the door you were talking about?
Yes. So in fact, the breath is by far the most powerful tool to help us create transformation in our lives. And let me explain why. If you think about it, your breath cannot happen in the future, and it cannot happen in the past. Your breath only happens right here, right now. But what do all of us do? We spend our entire lives clinging on to people and situations that are changing. They're moving all the time to bring us stability. But when we learn how to train the mind to focus on the breath has the amazing power to bring a mind that is chaotic and dreaming into the present moment. And when you learn to train the mind to focus with the breath, suddenly you start to experience this quality of relaxation, of awareness, of being present. If I am sitting here right now and I confront something that I don't like, my mind comes in and it pulls me away into an imaginary world, and it starts storytelling. The stories are so big, so grandiose, that I start to believe those stories, and I no longer am living my life sitting right here, right now, but I start moving into that imaginary world, and I start viewing my world from that altered state. It's almost like I have been hypnotized. And then